So let's talk about those Twins, shall we? That's what you call a statement game right there. 11-1, never a doubt, easy game. Lock it up. World Series champs, Minnesota Twins. It's always sunny in Cleveland. Sonny Gray putting on just a masterclass last night, maybe his best outing of the year, and it couldn't have come at a better time. 7 shutout innings, 3 hits, 3 Ks. And on the other side, the Twins' bats were in fuego. Gary Sanchez, 4 RBIs, a bomb shot. Gio Urshela, Nick Gordon, Carlos Correa, each knocked in 2 runs as well. Alex Kirilloff, 3 for 3. The bottom of the order was on one last night. Reggie, what if I were to tell you before the game, Byron Buxton and Luis Arraez would go a combined 0 for 7 at the plate? You'd probably say, like, all right, they probably don't score more than 2-3 runs at most. Nope. 11 runs in all. Twins crush Cleveland. Start this 5-game series out on a beauty of a note. Extend the division lead to 3 games now. Reggie, more impressive for you last night, the Twins hitting or the pitching?
That's a good question, Luke_Spinman. So I think, all right, so I'll give a little bit of a 2-prong answer here. The hitting, you mentioned, 0 for 8 with 2 of the best hitters on the team, the best hitter on the team with Luis Arraez. And you overcome that and still score 11 runs. I think that is what we've been talking about on this show, man. Like, when the bats are on, they are on. And it's so great for the Twins to get production from guys that you know, maybe you don't normally count on to get you some runs and some hits. And, you know, you got guys like Gary Sanchez producing, Urshela. You got Kirilloff in there producing. You know, you got home run. Nick Gordon hit a 2-run home run.
Another one.
Like,
Jeez.
What's going on? Like, just a power surge from my guy. You know what I mean? Carlos Correa got in on the fun. Like, this team is having some fun right now. And it's so interesting looking at how last week went when they played I almost called them the Indians. When they played the Guardians and, you know, took 2 of 3 from them. Those were gut-wrenching losses. You know, the bullpen blew it and all that good stuff. It was just kind of crazy to see the turnaround. It was just like the Guardians ended up going against the Twins and really putting their best foot forward against them. And then it was like they expended all of the effort that they had. And now all of a sudden they're getting beat up on again. And you're just like, well, all right, you know. And with this 5-game series coming up, one of those having been played 2 today, it is a great opportunity, you know, to leave this series 4 or 5 games up in the division on them. And that is impressive when you talk about what the bats were able to do last night. Now, going on to the other side, you asked me which one was more impressive, the hitting or the pitching. When they traded for Sonny Gray, they needed a stabilizing presence in that rotation, someone who could be a pro, someone who could come in and do their job, get them some strong, eat up some innings, get them some strong outings, and put them in positions to win. Sonny Gray has been that and some. This dude has been lights out. He's the consummate professional, comes in, does his job. You know, there are some games that he has where, you know, he may struggle a little bit. But, like, I think, especially over the last several years, what you've seen from Sonny Gray is if he's healthy, he's going to give you a quality outing every time. He's going to be out there battling. You know, even if he gives us some hits, some runs, he's going to battle his way out of it. And that's the type of pitcher that the Twins need at this point in their season. They need a guy who could come in and do what Sonny Gray does. Just a stabilizing presence in that rotation. And he's battled a couple injuries, hit the injury list a couple times, but when he is on the field and not battling through those injuries, he is lights out. Last night, like you said, probably one of the better performances that he's had this season. And that's exactly why the Twins brought him here.
2.17 ERA, 4-1
Incredible
record now, man. I told you we should have bet on it, man. We should have bet on it. Hey, you can bet on it. Don't make the same mistake we did with Bet Online. Bet Online, #1 source for all your betting needs. Get all the latest stats, news, and info on Bet Online. Check out betonline.com today. That's betonline.com. Okay, so we're about 3 months into the season, and if you had to vote on a team MVP, it'd probably look something like this. Luis Arraez, Byron Buxton, 1-1-8. Pretty interchangeable depending on who you're talking to, what day of the week it is. Johan Duran should be right behind him, in my opinion. Joe Ryan, before he caught that COVID bug, was in the discussion. I bring it up because when asked who their favorite player to watch was, Ichiro Suzuki and Rod Carew, only two of the best hitters of baseball history. No big deal. Said Luis Arraez was their favorite player to watch right now in the MLB in a new article up on ESPN. Go check that out. Insanely high praise. Wow. We know Arraez is one of the best hitters in baseball, hitting .345. Thoughts on Ichiro and Carew naming Arraez as their favorite player right now? And also, your Twins MVP voting, what would that look like as we sit here today, about 3 months into the season?
So to answer your first question, how cool is that, man?
So cool.
How cool is that? Two of the best hitters to do it, saying that about, like, I'd be beaming. I'd be like, I ain't going 0 for 4 again. Like, this is it for me. Like, they got confidence in me. I'm about to hit these baseballs, okay? I think he's been a pleasant surprise. I don't know if anybody really expected this from Luis Arraez this season, but he's just been coming through, and he's not just one of those guys who hits for power. He hits for contact. And, just several times this season, they've gone out of the park hitting for contact. And I think what's been cool about it is he doesn't seem to be pressing out there. And even when he has a day like he had last night, he comes back and bounces back with a better performance. And so what you've seen from him is just a guy who's consistent this season and who should be the top vote getter for All-Star consideration from the Twins this season. I think that's a really cool thing when you have guys like Ichiro and Carew like complimenting you like that. But what's crazy is like they're just the voice of us right now. Like, Luis Arraez is some of everybody's favorite player right now. Like, he has the MLB on notice. Like, people around the league are just like, this dude is fun. Like, I think he's like the quintessential guy to get behind because he has fun out there. He's hitting the ball all over the field, and he's just an exciting player to watch. And I think that type of excitement is palpable, and we've seen it just kind of grow like wildfire. In regards to your second question, when you talk about vote getters and people who should be considered for All-Star considerations with the Twins, I think you go Arraez 1, Buxton 2, and even with what he's been through this season, I think you go Correa 3.
Yeah.
Because
he's been heating up, man.
He's right at 300 batting average, 8 home runs this season. 26 RBI, 30 runs, OBP of 354. He's slugging 471, 825 OPS. Like, I'm just throwing all these numbers out here, but he has 63 hits this year. And I think at first people were like, man, he's kind of slow to come on. Like, dang, were they all right giving him that deal? Like, was this a mistake? And he's just like, look, take this for your mistakes, okay? I'm Carlos Correa. You know, what did Kevin Durant say? You know who I am.
Yeah.
You know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant. He's like, well, I'm Carlos Correa. You know who I am. And so I think when it comes down to All-Star votes, I don't know if Correa, with the time that he's missed, I don't know if he'll get in. Maybe he'll get in as an alternate or something like that. But I think guys who should be locks are Arraez and Buxton.
Fun to see Correa start to heat up. Actually, just been on fire, really, the last 2-3 weeks. Back to Luis Arraez. So cool to finally get the national recognition now that Rod Carew and Ichiro have spoken out. And when asked, Rocco said about Luis Arraez, first of all, had a laundry list to say about Luis Arraez, but talked about how impressive it was in such a slugfest league. It's all about the long ball and the home run. How he is just stayed so patient and so true to himself and his swing, playing for contact. Now, again, like you said, some of them have gone out of the park, which is great, but he hasn't changed and kind of molded his game to the current landscape of the MLB, trying to go for the long ball. He's staying true to his roots and who he is as a hitter, and obviously it's paid off big time. Twins may be catching the Guardians at the perfect time. They are reeling right now. Knock on wood, they've lost 5 in a row. Remember, they went to Boston, got swept, maybe they're getting in their head a little bit. Twins have won 3 straight, doubleheader today in Cleveland. Smeltzer and Winder on the mound, respectively. First game, 12:10 p.m., followed by 6:10 p.m. for that second game. Rest assured, Reggie and I will be back here tomorrow to break it all down for you. First game today, by the way, on ESPN+. So if you're like me without cable, always trying to find where to check out some of the game, check out ESPN Plus today.